All right. Ex-Bungie devs that were either laid off or left created another game that did horrible. And we covered that in another video. We talked about how this game was ridiculously overpriced, $40 in a genre that is usually free to play. And the game was called Concord, and everyone was giving extreme criticism of this game. We now have an update from the PlayStation blog themselves. Jason Schreier posted this, that PlayStation's new game Concord has performed so poorly that the company is pulling it from stores and refunding anyone who bought it. Keep that in mind. That's where we're at right now with Concord. The game just came out and it had such poor reception, and some of the devs on social media were also just posting some of the craziest things, insulting the player base, the fans, everything, the players of it. Anyone that was even supporting it was getting criticism. The devs were going a little too wild on social media. I covered the video right here. I said how Ex-Bungie devs created the biggest gaming disaster. Potentially around $100 million was put into this game, and it flopped so bad. It had some of the worst population, some of the worst reception of any new game coming out, especially in this genre. That's obviously these like type of games are very popular. It's basically like a great value Overwatch. You know, we have Overwatch at home type of game. And we even mentioned this was a video that Data had mentioned about Ex-Bungie devs worked on this, because it's just well known that Bungie devs that got laid off or left Bungie worked on this game. It was just a very well known and publicized thing on Twitter. You know, it's not necessarily to roast them per se, but that's what happened. That is the situation that we're at right now. And they made this game, and the game's so bad that this is the PlayStation blog. Let's read it here. Concord fans, they're speaking to all of them, all 8 of them. We've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PC, and want to thank everyone who has joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and the passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th. So literally, right now, in 3 days, this game gets shut down. So if you wanted to get in there and play some Concord, which I don't know if you want to just burn $40 for no reason, but, you know, if you wanted to, I guess you could. And explore options, including those that will better reach our players. Now, let's be real here for a minute. If they really wanted to better reach the players, right? Taking the game down, not too bad of a play. Refunding everyone, not too bad of a play, right? They're going to get to that in a moment. Make this game free to play. For the love of all that is good, make it free to play. Like, if you're not going to go that route, then just honestly just can it forever. Even if it's free to play, it's still probably not going to be successful, but at least it stands a chance. At least people get to try this game, right, without feeling like they're scammed. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or PC. Purchase the game on PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct. A refund will be issued back to your original payment method. So there you go. You can get your refund if you spent $40 on this thing. And I would recommend, obviously the game's literally getting shut down, so you better get your refund. You know what I'm saying? You better get that. Now, customers who have purchased from other digital storefronts will also be refunded. More about refunds from Steam and Epic can be found below. So they have all the different methods to get your money back, which is obviously important. So that's a pretty crazy story. Like I mentioned, we talked about how $100 million pumped into a game to do this poorly is crazy. We are at a crossroads of a really crazy time in gaming in general, where a lot of the gaming community they kind of want games to fail in some ways. I don't know where this comes from. Now, this game deserved it, obviously, in some ways, with the price point it has and all of the other issues. Like, the game's movement is literally like super slow and like just painful. But that aside, the gameplay aside, a lot of the gaming sentiment right now is people want these games to fail. People want games to do poorly. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we got a lot of toxicity in gaming. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. But a game that is also suffering quite a bit, unfortunately, is our beloved Destiny 2 right now. Destiny 2 has now seen some of the lowest weekly stats since Destiny 2 Year 1. We talked about a report last week where we said that Trials was its lowest in 3 years. Well, now we're even further than that now, because in Destiny 2 Year 1, I remember the population getting so low that after a full weekend of Trials, there was 50,000 players. Now, that might sound like a lot to you, which not, but that might sound like a lot. Comparative when you think about where it was at when Destiny 2 launched, it had 1 million players. 1 million players week 1, 1 million players week 2, and all the way down to 50,000 players. I'm no mathematician, but I think that's like a 95% population loss. But maybe you can correct my math in the comments if that's way off. But I'm pretty sure it's like 95% of the population was lost. And now here we are. We're at 75,000 players. We're at almost Destiny 2 year 1 level low population inside trials. That's how bad it's gotten. Now, keep in mind that when Bungie had that initial low point in Destiny 2, they didn't talk about it as vocally. They waited until the game became much more successful to talk about how they were almost about a month away from shutting the doors on Destiny 2. They were about a month away. And that was at 50,000 trials players. Now, I'm not going to say that we're at that same place now, and maybe this is just more of a PvE thing or a PvP thing, and the PvE is a lot better. Personally, I believe that. I think the PvE is not too bad right now. It's like I'm having some fun. Like I'm down with the new exotic mission and stuff. But PvP wise, things are looking abysmal. Things are looking very, very bad for the trials population, which is obviously a big issue for the entirety of Destiny 2's population. Now, where do these issues come from? I think that we can all agree that we want to know what the future of Destiny 2 is. I think Azdacross just came out with a video where he's talking about we need to know what the future is. Like, we need to know what the next few years are like. That way we know what to look forward to, because right now it feels like things are in limbo and we're wondering if this game is coming to an end. And we've got layoffs on top of layoffs, on top of Pete buying more cars, on top of crazy exposés every other week of former Bungie devs doing crazy things to other former Bungie devs. And it's like a downward trending for everything. Really, everything is downward trending right now. The population, sentiment, Bungie's reputation seems to be going down the drain. The game seems to be going down the drain in some facets. I'm not here to just scream, doom and gloom on everything. I'm just here to present the facts as they are. Like, this is extremely low stats, much lower than what would be predicted based on a critically acclaimed DLC, which is the Final Shape. The Final Shape was critically acclaimed. Everyone said 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. This is really good. Myself included. The Final Shape was an excellent piece of content added to Destiny 2. I thought it was really good. The Final Shape is aging like milk now. Okay, the Final Shape is aging like milk. How does Bungie turn this around? How does Bungie help this situation? How do they dig themselves out of this hole this time and not let that graph, that population graph, hit that point where they need to close the doors again like they did in Destiny 2 Year 1? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's a wrap on this one. Again, make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Your subscriptions mean more now than ever, especially as a Destiny 2 content creator. It's definitely a scary time, but it is what it is. We've gone through highs and lows, and no matter what, I'll keep bringing you Destiny 2 news and doing the things that I do, and maybe transition a little bit, maybe mix it up and do some broader gaming news in the meantime while Destiny is on such a low point, because it's definitely draining talking about all the negative stuff over and over again, but we're here to cover the news no matter what it is. Hopefully some good news comes up, though. We'll see what Bungie can do to try to turn around. That's a wrap on this one, though. See you in the next one. Later.